It's the NFC Championship game, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Atlanta. It's the Vikings and the Falcons on Sunday night primetime.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Tonight, we'll close out the weekend with what should be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello to everyone watching. Joined by Brock Ewart up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And in a while, we're going to find out the answer to a question that fans have been asking for nearly half a year at this point. Who is going to represent this conference? A date on Super Bowl Sunday awaits one of these teams as we begin the NFC Championship game. Antonio Gibson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here come the Vikings taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard to measure how much of it was him, how much of it the people around him. Most importantly, just ask his teammates over the years. They love playing with him. That is a characteristic that's important, and I don't think talked about enough, Kate. Do you guys in the huddle want to play for him? Do they believe in you? Everywhere J.J. has been, he's lit up that huddle, and success has followed. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
The Falcons getting close, and they take it down! And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
First to try to run it, second to try to throw it, and both times you end up behind your own line of scrimmage. Break out the coffee along the sideline. Get everybody a dose of caffeine because one side came to play, and the other better wake up.
Motioning left is their running back. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. No luck finding his receiver that time. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
So many coaches love third downs and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master in overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
And he doesn't have the advantage he usually does coming off a bye week. Both these teams came in here well-rested after a Sunday away. Of course, that means an extra week of prep work for this defense, too. So he's got his work cut out for him to find ways to attack them today.
Penix to the air to start us off. He's on the move. Caught by the open man. And he's out of bounds after getting across the 45. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Penix now on first down. Don't get this complete to Pitts. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Pushing the pace right away to start the game. From the 34. Complete out to the right. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Falcons will have a first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10.
Shot alert! Street! Drop those switch! Rig alert!
Run it here with Bijan Robinson. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be second down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Brought in right side. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chain.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Falcons get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now to kick it away, here's Pinion. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. Minnesota all set to go for its second drive. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time.
Let's go.
Here's McCarthy, first and 10. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Juke the defender. And he found some running room for a nice gain. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And he can't dig him out from deep on their own side. He stopped inside the 10. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The Falcons taking the field for their second drive. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
On second down, Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
It's into the hands of Mooney. The 40. Hits the 20. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Coup on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons drive out to an early 14-0 lead. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Fielded at the 7. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And a big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Take a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. Had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over after his 9th interception of the season. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
The Falcons and receiver Darnell Mooney headed out there now. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, wow, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, and you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did. And, of course, is the throwaway.
And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Penix. He's got a man left. And he's brought down at the line. We're 1 quarter into deciding who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Younghoe Koo after the field goal. From the left hash, this would be 43 yards. Oh, and that's not going to do it. He hooked it. The kick no good, wide left. And the lead stays frozen at 14.
Gosh, it didn't look like anything was wrong with that snap or hold either. He just rushed it a bit, and it winds up off the mark.
The Vikings taking the field on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
He's got it inside the 25. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings start to fight back with their first points of this game. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here's Ray McLeod. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark.
Here we go, set. Ready.
1st and 10, around to Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Trap 60, trap 60. Let's go.
Throwing from the pistol, Penix. Throw wheeled in by London. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. On 1st down, here's Penix. To the sideline and secured by London. And he goes out, just needed one more step to reach midfield. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. On the give, here's Robinson. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
First and 10 from the 41. Penix here from the gun. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a 13-point lead. Drake London with a touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Coup on now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons double their lead to 14. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Gibson. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Vikings and receiver Jordan Addison getting set for this next drive. And they need some kind of score here, Brock, to keep this from... on the road in the postseason. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. McCarthy looking to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. At the 20. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings make it a one-score game in the 1st half. Jordan Addison the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Falcons and Drake London headed back out onto the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown.
Here we go.
Here's a give to Robinson. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Rolling left, buying some time. Now here he goes. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
It's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
That's brought in by Mooney. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Going right side, Robinson with it. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. They gain 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Running left is Robinson. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
It's the 2-minute warning now from Atlanta. The Falcons pushing for points. Second and 6 coming up here.
65 track. Ready.
From the 16. Getting out to his left. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out. They find 7 yards, and now they've got first and goal. To the air with Penix. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Time and again, receivers would tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Robinson. And he's going to make it in for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Koo with the extra point. And the Falcons double their lead to 14. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Gibson. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Vikings with a football here late in the half. They could use something to trim that deficit, and enough time left to maybe get this near field goal range. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Toward the sideline, and he's got more. And he's out of bounds after pushing just past the 40. First and 10 from the 41.
Let's go now.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Flushed out to his left. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first.
Here we go.
2nd and 10 now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. 2 left to work with before halftime. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. Riley Dixon, the one to kick it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down.
79 Broncos. 18 Raptors.
Back to throw it. He lets a heater go deep. Middle. They connect on the deep shot. And somehow they reach the end zone with no time remaining in the half. Hope you weren't settled in to call a long drive there, partner, because it only took them a matter of seconds to go all 80 yards and hit pay dirt.
Are you kidding me? I love big plays just like everybody in the building loves big plays, and it took all of them. The guys up front doing their job, and certainly the playmakers to finish it.
Coup on now for the extra point. And the kick is good, so they add 7 to their lead on the final play of our first half. That's halftime. Only 2 quarters standing between one of these teams and the NFC spot in the Super Bowl. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. Which one of these 2 clubs is going to be Super Bowl bound? We'll find out in just a little bit. For the Falcons, they were led in the first half by their quarterback, Michael Penix. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These 2 teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The Hallis Trophy awaits one of these teams, partner. Just a half to go as we're off in the 3rd quarter. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game.
Got it. Ready?
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Go!
Here's Robinson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Completes. It's Bijan Robinson. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
19 Lions.
Penix on 3rd down. That's caught for the 1st. And that one's going to move the chain. Football on that 47-yard line. 1st down. Shotgun snap. A give to Robinson. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 2nd down.
Hold the ready.
Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Here we go. Set.
Running it after the penalty. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
pretty obvious, this defense, and they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
Penix on first down. Pitts brings it in. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Atlanta. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find payback.
That one right down the middle. And the Falcons grow their lead yet again. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Vikings now set to take the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
You know, Kay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Let's go now. Shut up.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Oh, put some heat on this. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Falcons will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Penix now on first down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal.
Set. Set, go.
Here's Robinson. And he stopped just a little short of the goal line. He's down to the 2. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's second and goal. Robinson. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Falcons pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons continue piling on to this lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Gibson. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. And they're going to need to play for pride or for something to build on for next week, Brock, because this game seems out of reach, even though we've got a full quarter still to go. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. They'll run the draw with Jones. And he's brought down for a loss. It's not made that time by the rookie from Florida State. And the Falcons get a 5th defensive back out there. 3rd down coming. From the shotgun, McCarthy escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Just a quarter left before one of these teams punches its ticket to the Super Bowl. It's Vikings ball. We'll see if they can come up with something here and stave off elimination. Fourth and forever coming up. McCarthy to throw for it. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Falcons are able to get the return down to the 40-yard line before they're stopped. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming. And it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Another carry for Robinson. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. They'll come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix. He'll get this complete to Mooney. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Keeping it on an option to the right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. 3 yards on the run. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Penix working from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that brings up 4th and goal. Talk about coming up clutch with that contact on 3rd and goal, partner. And now a decision for this offense to make on 4th down.
We know how hard it can be defensively in these goal-to-go situations. We know that you have got to be on point, every attention to detail. That's a job well done by that defense.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead continues to grow and grow.
Another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 34. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. Rolling into enemy territory. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to the air, McCarthy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Jordan Addison, the intended target. And it's 3rd down now. Now it's McCarthy. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And they continue to trail by, well, Brock, a whole lot more than a field goal.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. Escapes a defender. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Penix here from the gun. Throwing this back in the end zone. And we shouldn't be surprised as they connect in the end zone for yet another touchdown. The Falcons throwing 6 more on the blowout. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Now the Falcons offense staying on the field, lining up to go for 2. And that one's caught. Add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the 4th. I think we were all expecting to see the kicker there, but up big, they're still adding on with a 2-point conversion.
I think most of us, certainly the purists, would love to see the kicker there. Don't run up the score, but look, in the end, it's also on the other side, too. Stop them from scoring. Don't even let them put the 2-point conversion out. Keep them out of the end zone. You got a little responsibility to have some pride on that side as well.
First and 10 now from the 30. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Trying to push it deep downfield, and they pick him off again. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return.
4 picks, 1 gain. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Here we go, set.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Let's go.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Escapes out to the left. Escapes his grasp.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
Third down, it's Penix. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Trying for it with Penix. He connects downfield on 4. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Falcons running them out of the building. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Out to kick it away. Here's Pinion. Starting from the 5. A nice return, but what a hit we had at the end of it. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for them.
Let's go now.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Looking to throw, McCarthy. That one's caught along the left sideline. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on 3rd and 17.
Hey, smash.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. That's Jefferson, he's got it. Keeps it moving. And this is all for cosmetics as he's in for the late touchdown. The Vikings putting up points in a game decided. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Vikings cut into the lead by another point. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. All right, one more snap to play here.
Go!
Robinson on the inside give. Oh, stiff arm. Space on the right. He's got room. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. The Falcons continue adding to an insurmountable lead. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Well, that one might not sit so well with everybody down on the field. Heck, maybe some of his own guys, too. But he had a chance at a touchdown as time expired, Brock, and it was just too much for him to resist.
Yeah, it probably will ruffle some of the older school feathers down on the sidelines, but for a lot of the guys coming into this league each year, they're used to it. If there's time left, if you're trying to score, you're going to want to eat, no matter what the game situation is, and they used every last second available.